impossible. See your testimony? More testimony? Okay. Well, 2 Thursdays ago, we're playing Grand Lake in a tournament, and I slid into second base, and I just hit my finger weird, and I just got taken out of the game, and he was like, it's just a sprain. I thought it was no big deal. I'll be back in a few days. And then I went, and Miss Cherie, she loves giving you injuries. So she sent me to get an x-ray, and I was like, it's no big deal. And then I got a fracture, and they were like, it might be an avulsion fracture, which means that the tendon pulled on your bone and cracked it, and the tendon might also tear it too. So I got an MRI, and then they said, I went and got the checkup, and I was thinking I'd just be back, in a few days. And then we saw the doctor walking by in the waiting room, and he was like, oh yeah, it's torn, you're gonna have surgery next week, all this kind of stuff. So then all these, Miss Rose, Miss Miguez, and all these people heard about it, and the Scotts and stuff, and even Mr. Rivers, he donated for a batting cage. They all prayed for me, and I had all these people praying for me, and I just kept believing. And then Monday I went in for a checkup, and then I don't know how it happened, I don't know how God did it, but the doctor said, he was like, it's barely torn, not even, it's still attached, and you don't really need to worry about it. He said, you can play today, and he said, just check with me next week. And I was supposed to have surgery the next day and be out for the whole season. So, Jesus, he has powers.
Mine's about, I went in for a physical, and he said I had high blood pressure, and he sent me to this specialist, and he said I had a heart murmur, and then from there I went to a cardiologist, and about high blood pressure and the murmur and whatever, and I had an ultrasound of my heart, and all these tests or whatever, and he said the murmur was nothing to worry about, which I was nervous about that, and so he started me with some medicine, and I went back in 2 weeks, and it was still high. And when I started, the first time I went in, it was 190 over something, and normal was 120 over 80, so it was extremely high. And so he started me with his first medicine, and I went in 2 weeks later, and it was still high. And this whole month I was out, I had the whole baseball team praying for me, all my family, my friends, or whatever. And so it was high the second time I went back to the cardiologist, and he started me this other medicine, and I came back 2 weeks later, and it was still high. So he started me on this third medicine for 2 weeks later, and I went back, and it was down. It was almost normal, but it was still a little high. And then I had to go in the next week for a stress test. And so after the stress test, I was cleared, and everything was normal. So I just show that prayer heals, and that's about it.